reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your other host, Quincy.
How you doing over there, Q?
I am alive.
Yeah, me too, man. Drinking anything special aside from those K-Cups?
I got a little bit of leftover Caramel Macchiato. It's kind of cold now.
Yeah, that's me. I'm just chugging down on water. Having a bit of up and down on it, but we're fine. We're fine. We're existing. The way our link works down in the description for Humble Choice is a little off, but good news, they've updated it a little bit. I will change those links momentarily, but speaking of changes, they've updated their new Humble Choice for this month. And I gotta say, some pretty good ones this month. It just sucks that two of the games are only available through Origin. And they're both really good boss-ass games. Pacific Drive, where you drive a vehicle around a somewhat crazy area, and it comes with all the DLC that is involved with it. You can build a small little base, a little garage, so you can amplify your vehicle and explore anomalous areas, and just go down the Pacific Coast Highway, and kind of just venture around. It's not bad. Homeworld 3, a very meticulous space real-time strategy wartime simulator. Not a big fan. This one might go to someone else. It's also not really favored too much. Oh, what did you... Oh, no. Did my shit crash? No, it didn't. What the fuck did you shrink for? 38% on Steam. A bit of a rough game, but apparently there are mods to make it better, but you shouldn't have to mod a game to make it better. Now over to the Origin.
I mean, that is a fair point.
Over to the Origin games, one of my probably favorite EA games I've ever played, Wild Hearts, kind of takes a few bits and pieces from Monster Hunter and turns it up to 11 by having such strange contraptions and really nice flow of combat. I really liked this game as far as... it was long, lengthy, very Monster Hunter-like, but everything felt a little clunky about halfway through the game. I gotta say, I really did enjoy it, though. The second one that I'm interested in, brought to us by the folks over at the Critical Role new studio, Tales of Kenzera Zhao, where you play as an individual trying to save their homeland from a lot of encroaching darkness, and you explore a very nice, vibrant area after area after area, trying to find the solution to this issue. It has mostly hand-drawn physics, a lot of Blender models that have been hand-drawn as well. I really enjoy its vibrancy. Heard a little bit of the music. I might hop into an Origin account to get this game and try it out. Gravity Circuit. You like Mega Man, Quincy?
Yeah, I like Mega Man.
Then Gravity Circuit might be for you. It's very high speed, very Game Boy Color-esque graphics, and it is a very long game from what I've heard. I heard it has a shit ton of checkpoints between point A and point B, even though there's only, as normal, 8 bosses. And beating one boss definitely helps out into defeating another. It is actually quite comfortable looking. I'm definitely going to be hopping into this one because I, too, like Mega Man. But a game called Sir Whoop...
Mega Man in years, though.
Yeah, that is fair. A game called Sir Whoop-Ass doesn't exactly exude a major positive light, does it?
I mean, he's a sir, and he's here to whoop ass.
He is also, yeah. And as Hugo says in chat, the government name. But watching the trailer does have a bit of an interesting speed with it, and it comes with co-op. And so if you and a couple friends purchase this one, $12 gets you into a beat 'em up style wallop. You literally just beat the shit out of whatever's in front of you. I actually really enjoy these parody style games, but with a little bit of actual chutzpah. There's actual things to do in the game. There are, of
Kind of
course,
like Blood Dragon.
a little bit like Blood Dragon, a little bit like Goat Simulator, I guess. Um, there,
Yeah, Goat Simulator didn't do it for me.
eh, it did a little bit for me. It was very clutch the sides once, but never hop back into it. However, the gameplay looks fun, and also all the parodies that it has is also kind of fun. I might hop into this one, not gonna lie. Racine, a very interesting roguelite adventure that has very interesting skill trees as well as card playing. I might hop into this one just because it looks very rustic in its styling. Very inexpensive in its design, but at the same time has that really good grip. When you see the trailer, it does have its flash, its flair. Even though it's pixel. I'll hop into it. And then I believe this is the last one. Yeah, we're going to be talking about a very interesting 3D style game a little bit later, but if you're a fan of old N64 style collectathons like Donkey Kong 64, Super Mario 64, then Cavern of
Banjo-Kazooie.
Dreams, Banjo-Kazooie, then Cavern of Dreams is definitely for you. It exudes the Spyro style of gameplay with a little bit more maneuverability, swimming, the so on, so ons. This might be a really fun time to go through. Ooh, pardon me, a really good fun time to go through. And that's it for that one. $12 gets you, as well as a discount into the Humble Store where I purchased Monster Hunter Wilds for $56 instead of the $70 price tag. It was, I'm loving Monster Hunter Wilds. It's such a good goddamn game. And this one helps out Care Package. CARE is a leading humanitarian organization fighting global poverty. CARE places special focus on working alongside women and girls. It's just a very strong one. 5% of this goes into that no matter what. So spend the $12, get you a whole bunch of really nice games while also helping out a fantastic charity. But dope. One last week on the Capcom Arcade Classics and Fighters Pack. It just basically shows you what's all inside of only two Steam keys within the Capcom Arcade Stadium and Arcade Second Stadium. So if you're wanting to do a little bit of shopping, good news, it only gives you a couple Steam keys, as well as Street Fighter V, which is, in my opinion, better than 6. But if you want 6, it also comes with a coupon for half off. Meh. Badoop. And going back over to Humble Monthly, if you do purchase it and you get your discount, you get the only way to get a discount on a game called Factorio. 20% off gives you about $7 off, $28. Makes it really well worth it. If you like tower defense meets automation, this game definitely is for you. I've watched builds of this game, and man, oh man, do they both give me a headache and a bit of interest. Would you build something this big, Q?
I can't even comprehend the web page.
Oh, that's fair then. Hang on, can I pull up the?
No, I don't know. Like, I've never actually played something like this. I've never played this. I've never played Satisfactory. I've done, Frostpunk and different city builders and item managements and stuff like that. But
Ooh,
I don't know about these.
that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot. Yeah, Frostpunk only goes to probably like about this big. Meanwhile, Factorio says, "Nah, break the walls down." It's fucking all over the place. But this is the only way to get a discount on this game. Steam does not. Whoever decided to allow it to put on Steam, they do not like having the discounts. So you're paying $35 no matter what on Steam. Go and get it over on Humble Bumble for $28. But on the book side of the Humble Bundle, a really nice bundle for Marvel. The Marvel Guidebook Collection includes the Marvel book, straight up called that, as well as Marvel Year by Year, and then individual heroes further down, such as Black Widow, The Way of the Warrior for martial artists, Arms and Armor for those in armor and otherwise, Be More Captain America, Lessons in Leadership. Be More Loki and thinking a little bit more mischievous. Be More Captain Marvel. And Quincy's favorite, Be More Spider-Man.
Woo!
I really like the fact that they made so many of these books, and I might lean out and get these if it's still on sale in a little bit. But this one helps out a new charity called First Book. First Book is a nonprofit social enterprise that provides new books and educational resources to programs and schools serving children in need. This also includes high-quality comic books, both new and old, as well as serving children in low-income families take books home to help them progress their reading as well as their inspiration for the future. Ba-doop. And also $18 gets you the whole thing, which is frankly less than $1 a book. Not bad.
I'm very much the person that will give books as gifts.
I don't mind it. I mean, I think you've given me a comic book as a gift.
Probably. No, definitely. I've given you several.
Oh yeah.
But like, I went shopping for the niece today for her birthday, and I bought a book. Like I very much am going to continue to give people books as gifts.
That is a very strong power. The periodic table of Marvel kind of scares me a little bit, though. I wish I could.
They have a lot of made up elements. I'm wondering if that's what it is.
Oh yeah, like vibranium and adamantium's kind of real.
Adamantium's technically not real. Vibranium, whatever the element is that Iron Man makes for his chess piece in the sequel. We got a question: novels or more so comic books?
A little both.
Can you pull up a little bit more of a detail on some of these?
So the Marvel book is basically talking about from iconic superheroes such as the Avengers, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Panther to the revolutionary technology between Iron Man and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s helicarriers. So it's like an all-around talk about encyclopedia. But then you go into like the year-by-year visual, and it talks about like their startup, like where everybody got their lean in and like the collaborations that have pulled new heroes, new villains, that kind of thing. And then you go down a little bit and you got the Marvel's Greatest Comics, the 100 comics that built a universe. So you get the definitive talk about the comic books of both their start or an important moment in their history. And then you go further down and you get the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the official timeline, forwarded by Kevin Feige himself. Go further down, and of course you get the individual talkabouts for the individual heroes, as well as the Avengers, and then further down you get Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm sure you get talkabout with their comics, as well as maybe the...
I have a fun little book around here somewhere. Right there. It's the Complete Marvel Cosmos.
Ooh.
It's done by Hidden Universe. It's a travel guide. So it is done up as a giant travel guide to all of the places in Marvel.
Big
now this one is
York,
annotated. What'd you say?
Big section on New York, I bet.
I don't know. The idea is things like the Kree Empire, Planet X. They got a bunch of sections for Earth. So yeah, New York City is in there. Alpha Flight Space Station, all kinds of stuff. They've got the known universe, the alternate universes. All kinds of stuff, but it's annotated by the Guardians also. So you flip through to random pages, and you'll get things like, let's see if I can find a good one real quick. You'll get like Groot saying stuff, and it's all "I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot," and then you'll have Rocket responding to it. You have Gamora wrote in here, Drax wrote in here. Yeah, so here we go. I am Groot. Aren't we all pal from Rocket?
Okay.
Cute little things, but done up for these fictional areas, mostly fictional areas.
So there is another one that also does that. The Marvel Universe Map by Map.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I would buy that.
It navigate way around iconic locales such as Asgard, Wakanda, Atlantis, Olympus, Hell's Kitchen, Latveria, Nowhere, the Savage Land, Battleworld, and many more. So I would say these are more encyclopedia.
Battleworld's pretty interesting.
I would say encyclopedia-ish, not necessarily novel, not necessarily comic, but it does talk about the comics.
They're info dumps.
Yeah. Info dumps. I like that one. But even still, $18 for all 20 of these, less than $1 a piece. That ain't bad, and it helps out a good charity. But do. Over on Game Pass, we're getting a whole slew of very interesting games, such as Mullet Mad Jack, which I am kind of excited for. Enter the Gungeons coming back after popping off a couple months back. 33 Immortals is getting its game preview at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. One Lonely Outpost, which kind of will probably feed my automation need for a little bit. Monster Train, which I played a little bit of. It's okay. It's a very card fighter game. Not my cut. And Galacticare, for those who like 2 Point Hospital but want to help out aliens instead. All of these seem to be available on the console. Some of these, up until Galacticare, will be available on PC. Kind of surprised Galacticare is not going to be on PC, but all the other ones are going to be also available on cloud gaming. Speaking of Game Pass, an announcement for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 just dropped, and I gotta say, they picked a really great song with Ace of Spades. They picked 2 really good crossover characters to bring in with Doomslayer and the Revenant from Doom. And we're going to be getting it in the middle of June, I believe. July 11th. I'm sorry. July 11th. And it's going to be available on everything, but Game Pass gets it day one, which I'm fucking over the moon about. I didn't expect that, and I'm glad that it's going to happen. Did you play very?
I wonder. I would assume, but what were you going to ask me?
Oh, did you play any of these?
Yes, and I'm trying to figure out which one.
Oh.
I want to say it was 3, but I'm trying to figure out.
3 had my favorite soundtrack. I had all music playing on random. Like, that shit was great. Speaking of Shred and Tear in the chat, Rip and Tear is going to be a Digital Deluxe Edition exclusive. So getting these in the Game Pass, you also get Rip and Tear as one of the songs you can listen to while literally shredding. I'm definitely here for that. I'm probably
okay. So I don't think it was 3. So now the question was it 2 or 4?
Or what about American Wasteland or Underground?
I did play American Wasteland. It was okay. It was alright. Okay, it looks like it was 4. 4, I think, is the one that I played.
Well, good news. 4 is getting all the major updates. So you're getting a lot of new maps when you play the 4 side.
It's got the college. It looks like it's got the it looks like 4 is the one I played. Yeah, it's got San Francisco, the shipyard, sewers, the zoo. Yeah. So I have 2 questions for these redos.
Okay.
1, will we be able to play each other's made skate parks?
I don't know. I do know that they are adding new maps, but I don't know if Create a Map is coming back. I haven't played the 1 and 2 remake enough to or I haven't touched it, so I'm unsure. You're getting a shrug out of that one. What's the second question?
I'm looking at the new maps, and they do look pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
we got the Marquee
and the
Lazy River and Fountain.
Yeah. The abandoned fucking
playground.
I was like, yo.
Main Gate, Castle Grand, and rides. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. The other thing was, are you going to be able to actually walk around, or is it going to be like the original version of 4 where you're always glued to the skateboard?
Unsure. The trailer didn't exactly label anything. They just said, hey, you're getting a whole new skate arenas, new challenges. You get to literally grind on a chainsaw blade and a hoverboard for the Revenant, and Revenant gets a couple new skins too, and he gets to have his horn. I really like all of the Create a Scare stuff. You get the Rip and Tear as free additional music. Hangar gets a additional hellscape outdoor area, which is kind of cool. But otherwise, it just seems to be a remake with a few additional little features. But nothing shows them running around like in Tony Hawk's Underground, which is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, I don't think I actually played any of the undergrounds. I think so. 4 was like on every PC in my school too, which was hilarious. but I think 4 was the one I owned, and then I got American Wasteland. I think that was like the first time I bought a Tony Hawk game that wasn't on the PlayStation 2. Because I got that for the Xbox 360. But yeah, I don't think I ever played Underground.
Bummer. That's one of my favorite ones is Thug 1 and 2. They had actual punk music, and I was like, yes, yes.
I do believe 4 had Anarchy in the UK.
I never played 4. 4 is the one that I skipped out on because I didn't have any of those consoles at the time. But so I'm very
4 wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
I'm probably gonna. I mean, as I said, I'm gonna download this day one. Hopefully, it has pre-install. I'm gonna grapple the fuck out of this one. Excited. You gonna download these?
I might, especially because cloud gaming has been a little rough on the console.
No, okay. Then I mean, from what I'm gathering, it's not gonna be too big. It's just a lot of 4K textures,
Dude,
though.
I was getting the lines running through when I tried a couple levels of Balatro the other night.
That's a bummer. On Balatro of all things. Well, Balatro's
I'm assuming it's the position of my console compared to the position of the router, yeah, because it's basically just going through multiple walls and floor.
That is fair. But
I have an Ethernet up here for the PC that I could probably run over to it and see if it runs better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just haven't tried yet.
Speaking of Xbox, I finished Avowed. I got credits. If you guys if you guys are in the Discord, I left a review. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't what I wanted out of a action RPG game. But dude, Monster Hunter Wilds. I want to talk a little bit more about it. I have played it for a little over 20 hours. I am almost high rank, and I'm very excited to reach high rank because a lot of monsters that I want to come back have come back. A lot of infighting between the monsters is very nice. The story's better than most of the Monster Hunters. They definitely make us hunters feel very strong. My Palico is a fucking badass. The new cute creatures, quote unquote, the Wudwuds, very fun to keep an eye on. This is actually super fun. I'm very happy. Take a crack at how many copies they sold in 3 days between Japan and US.
I saw the number somewhere.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But I'm spacing 150 million.
Oh no, not that many. Oh no.
Was it 15 million?
A little over half that. 8 million.
8 million?
Yes.
Okay.
8 million copies.
Maybe I saw the dollar.
150 million sounds about right. But even still, that's fucking wild. This is one of Capcom's biggest sells aside from, I believe it was Resident Evil 2 was the other big one that hit like 6.5 million in a week. This was in 3 days. We looked at the Monster Hunter player base on Steam. It has not dropped below 300K. Like, this game is popping the fuck off. The only issue is it's not very well tempered for lower end PCs. So if you have a console, get it on console. It's made for consoles. A bit of a bummer. They are working on making it a little more compatible and a little bit more easier on lower end PCs, like those that are running like the 10 series of graphics card, the 1060s, the 1080s, so on, so on. But it runs real rough. If you have a 50 class card, you can get the high resolution texture pack for free and basically have 0 issues whatsoever because that's what it's meant for. I'm a little bit mad that you need to download the high resolution textures in order to play Wilds at a good frame rate without crashes, etc., etc. I've heard a lot of my friends playing Monster Hunter Wilds and getting a lot of crashes. I've crashed twice. Thank you, Hugo. Optimized, well optimized. But it's a fun game. It's a damn fine game. Capcom fucking knocked it out of the park again. They made a lot of quality of life changes between World to Wilds. Anyone who likes Monster Hunter, and even in the slightest, you will not be disappointed with Wilds. Time to get disappointing. So, Fable got nudged back to 2026. Literally the day before it got announced that it was going to be shoved back to 2026, they dropped a pre-alpha gameplay showing us chicken kicking, being able to go through a nice town, and Balverines, their Wolverine equivalent, and a little bit of combat. And I'm like, well, wait. You're showing us all of this, and it looks fine. It doesn't necessarily look bad, but why are we not worrying more about, what we could possibly have if you don't drop the fucking game? Like, look at these little guys getting their shit cooking.
Makes me wonder, like, what led to the delay. Like, something has to be not going right.
Something. And then they're setting up a trap with some grilled sausages. I'm like, okay, like actual monster hunting. I actually really like actual monster hunting, if we can have that kind of shit. And then if you look over to their left, I think, there is the trap. I'm like, cool, you can actually use that trap in the thing. And then at the end of the trailer, they kick a chicken. I'm like, cool, you can kick chickens. Like the good old days. But not really.
Chaser.
But I really love this fucking cityscape. Microsoft, give me this now!
It does look really good.
Hugo in chat says, looks like the monster from the Scooby-Doo movie. Kinda. Hang on, let me go back.
Wait, which one does?
The Scrappy-Doo monster. This Balverine. Give it a second to catch up. Give it a sec.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Or no, not the Scrappy-Doo, but the things that like is taking over everybody's bodies.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Badoo. For those who know me, I really like being able to listen to people while making either coffee or otherwise, such as Red Strings Club or those games that are equivalent, Coffee Talk, etc. And Night Dessert kind of goes along with that cut. And they had Dames for Games, and not a lot was really announced during that time. But Night Dessert definitely is going to be on my watch list for now, where you start up a nice place in a nice little corner of the city, and people come in, say, hey, give me a nice dessert. And while you serve them up dessert, they talk about issues that are probleming them, giving them issues. And so, you have other customers come in, have more conversations, etc. Yeah. Hopefully it's not over $30 freaking though. Yeah. Another thing that I'm a big fan of, Baki Hanma. A thing that wasn't on my bingo card that just decided to slap down a Baki Hanma game that is very similar to Punch-Out, which are two of my favorite things. And having a Baki Hanma game, I just boggled my mind saying it. But I am very excited to see more of this. You get to go through all 3 seasons of the animated show that is still airing on Netflix. And it's going to be available on everything, including Nintendo Switch as well as Steam. So, fuck yeah.
So I haven't watched this, so I don't really know anything about it.
Kid grows up underneath a powerful, very powerful father. The father says there is not a single creature on this earth. Ooh.
Sorry.
It's okay. There isn't a single creature on this earth that can fight me and win. So you are my son. I need you to take up that honor, and I want you to fight until there is nothing left of you. And so that's kind of how... I
was trying to see if there was any more last-minute trailers, and I didn't realize the phone sound was on.
So
I thought I had it off.
Bucky kind of is one of those that had a rough and tumble childhood into a rough and tumble teenagerhood, and then goes into a blood sport arena where their father basically says, "Don't come back unless you win. You need to do some damage to people." And so, as Sock said in chat, so the plotline of Baki is generational trauma and expectations, kind of. Without spoiling anything for the last episode of season 3, subvert your expectations, because the very last episode, it's heartwarming, and it has nothing to do with fighting. I don't know. It's very interesting. Yeah, Yujiro Hanma is definitely a very trauma induced individual, but he does open his eyes about halfway through season 3-ish, where he's like, okay, maybe I was not a good father. It shakes up and down. Baki, of course, still wants to be a teenager at the end of the day, so he is a good hero, figuratively. But all the quote unquote villains or beings that he needs to fight are ones from the actual show, and like Biscuit's Olivia. He takes up all of his stances. Everybody has their individual fighting techniques. I am actually gonna put this on my wish list once we're done with the cast. I'm not even gonna close out of this window.
Kind of
He,
reminds me of Punch Out.
yeah, it is very Punch Out. I'm gonna definitely throw this one on my wish list. Speaking of throwing things on wish lists while also beating the tar out of things in front of you, White Knuckle, a game that caught my attention. You can download the demo right now and take a look at this very voxel, dark, old school-ish style animation.
Feels very 64-ish.
Very Nintendo 64, but with a little bit more. I don't even want to call it polished because it looks dirty. But I don't know. It is very nice looking, very detailish. Yeah. But if you hop over onto, I can't really show too much of this trailer because it is very gory. It has a little bit of horror, it has a little bit of parkour-ish in it, and I really enjoy its stylings. Go and check out the demo on Steam. There were a couple other demos I checked out during the Nextfest, I believe they called it. It seems like every couple of months they're busting out a Nextfest so you could try out a lot of these games. There was 890 games on this time's Nextfest. I grabbed a couple. A few were a little soft-boiled, very early, but others were very polished and had a lot of shine to them. A lot of good music was kind of popping out of there, and I said, you know what? I am very excited for these games. I've wish listed like 8 games out of that. I'm excited for the next Nextfest as well as the games that I've wish listed. I am excited for this year of gaming. But another thing that I'm kind of excited for, but a little bit of a headache, is going to be Marvel Rivals. So they are having 2 events going on right now. One is the Wild West style stuff, where they showed off as you can see in front of you, a Black Widow cowgirl skin. I really like it. But they also announced a very disruptive style of game where it is 6v6 and everybody on your team is going to be the same champ, same hero, villain.
It's going to force people to get better with other characters than their main.
Yeah, and if everybody's... so there are 3 issues that have already come up in the beta test of this, where 1, if everybody's playing Adam Warlock, nobody dies. 2, if everybody is Doctor Strange, if you are not running on a good PC, it can crash PCs because doing portals uses up a lot of CPU power. So, so sadly, when they opened up 4 portals, it crashed out a lot of 20 series. As Hugo said in chat, there were a bunch of Hulk battles, a lot of Hulk versus Thing battles, a lot of healer versus healer battles. So far, everything seems to be fine, but I can foresee a lot of disabled champions, champions that that are not going to be for this game mode, such as Strange might be disabled when it drops next week, March 7th, so in 2 days. I might hop in, give it a couple tries, because there are unique prizes on winning these modes, such as emotes, emblems, player card, and I think you can get a skin after earning all those. I think it is the Dark Wraith Magic? I'm unsure. I will have to do more digging, but even still, a fine game mode. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it looked interesting, but again, this game, I think, is just not for me. I tried it. I did not handle well.
That's fine. It is very competitive. It is very grab the balls and pull type shit, and it's like, nah, we don't live like that. That's fair. I also have a bit of a rough spot with it where I'm like, I'm very competitive, but I'm overly competitive, so I can't really get along with anyone. I forgot to mention, I played a little bit of Everhood 2 because this was on the Nextfest. I forgot to move it over. But even still, it is just as bright, just as vibrant, and has fucking bangers of music. It adds a whole lot of new mechanics that weren't in Everhood 1, and I gotta say, this shit was fucking hilarious. Um, I don't really know how to explain it. It's DDR, but with combat. And a lot of kind of futzing around some psychedelic moments, because Everhood 1, very expand the mind and you will win. And Everhood 2 definitely seems to be going along with that course with a little bit more on it.
This just looks like psychedelics.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. There is an ending you have to get by playing blind. Everything is dark and you can hear the music, and all you see is your character moving left and right. And that's it. You have to kind of use the music to guide you. And I'm like, that's fucking cool, but at the same time, don't do that. But I might get this one. I liked Everhood 1. I need to finish Everhood 1. But there's a lot of weird Easter eggs in the first game. So I'm curious on how much 2 adds on to that. An old JRPG I spent a lot of time on the PlayStation 1 grinding through. Suikoden 1 and 2 gets an HD remaster, and they want to really shove out the selling point by having Critical Role have a one-shot campaign about the Dunin Unification Wars. They are introducing, of course, Matt Mercer as DM, Tyler Jaffe. You may know Aaron Hansen, the Ego Raptor, the guy behind a lot of the old animations, as well as Game Grumps. I had his name on my list, and I don't know where it is, but he is one of the TikTokers that does a lot of the D&D content. He will also be there. And it is Suikoden themed, with a new Suikoden themed Zachary. Thank you, Zachary Rockford. But I'm happy to see Suikoden get its HD remaster and also a tabletop game at the same time. Shit. I'm mad at Konami for doing all that shit to Kojima, but at the same time, they're doing well. Zachary Ronaldo. Okay. Yeah. I knew it was Zachary. Did you ever play any of the early JRPGs, Quincy?
Do you count Final Fantasy?
I do.
Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I had it on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a good one. But I would highly recommend Suikoden 1 and 2. It is such an open-ended game that there is literally zero effort put into like the combat system, but it's such a systematic because you can have 100 people in your background party, and you can select up to 6 people in your main party. It just blows my fucking mind on how big Suikoden was as far as party making. And that was my tism back then, where I was like, ooh, give me more characters to choose from, please.
I didn't really play JRPGs. It was really just, I had the original Final Fantasy. I mean, do you count Pokemon?
Technically, by all lines, it is an RPG game from Japan, so it does count as a JRPG.
Yeah, I mean, then Yellow and Sapphire.
Okay. I did Red, Yellow, Pearl. No, not Pearl. Silver. And then I skipped a lot of generations, and then I made it to like Black and Black 2, and then Scarlet? Violet? I forget which one I own. And then I'm probably going to get Pokemon ZA, which I will be talking about in a moment.
I went to play Arceus the other day.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in years, and discovered that my save files are gone.
Oh, because it saved to console. Oh, that's fun.
The cloud saved?
No, maybe? I don't know. I don't know.
The only files it still had was my Breath of the Wild, but it straight up told me there was something wrong with it and it had to be deleted.
That's a fuck. I'm sorry, brother.
Which is fine, because I wasn't really that far into Breath of the Wild. Like, I wasn't even off the first section. Arceus, though, I was almost done with.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
a little bit of a contextual for Pokemon. In the Silver, Gold, and I forget the third one. During those eras, the batteries on the inside of
Pearl?
those, I think, no, Platinum.
No, Sapphire had the battery.
Yeah, but those
Ruby
were
and
fine.
Sapphire had the battery.
Those were, almost all of them had them after the second generation. But for the Silver and Gold, they also had the battery because they had the very first clock. And so they basically had that little computer running that clock at all times so you can receive Pokemon during certain times of the day. I was like, okay, that's cool. Sadly, that battery would die out, and when it would die out, it would short out your save file. I lost a lot of shit when that battery died.
Yeah, no, I lost um, my original copy of Sapphire. When I went and I got a used copy as an adult, the battery was dead in it. It's able to, you can write a save on everything. The game works, you can play it, but because the clock doesn't run, you the tides don't change, and so you can't access part of the game that you need to access to proceed on with the story. So I do need to
Really?
eventually put the battery in it. Yeah.
That's kind of fun. God damn it. God damn it, Game Freak. But even still, we're gonna be talking a lot about Pokemon in a minute. But back over to Suikoden for just one more moment. This was a fantastic game. I believe this is $40 for both 1 and 2 on the HD remaster, and it is following in the same exact styling that Dragon's Quest 1 and 2 HD kind of got a beautiful touch up. The music got touched up by the Japanese Philharmonic Orchestra. It sounds fucking fantastic. Sadly, I can't play any of it here, but if you listen to any of the remake ones from, as much as I hate Konami, they did drop all of the HD remastered music on a separate YouTube channel so you can listen to them, which is a yay from Konami, but I'm pointing a finger at them and they know why. Badu. Speaking of good music with good game, if you want a good dark horror game, good news, it's coming to consoles. Signalis, a fantastic top-down isometric game that really puts you in a really dreary mood since the beginning of it. I don't really have much to say about it because if I say very much more than this, it's spoiling a little bit. So it will be dropping on Switch. I'm gonna double check. It will be dropping on Game Pass, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Switch, and it's getting a re-release on Steam with a few added features. The thank you version. And I can't even show you this trailer because it will spoil things. However, the very first cutscene is your character looking for this person. I cannot even say her name because the name of her is going to be important. But
Interesting.
so I had mentioned to Quincy when I was showing him this trailer, Vampire Survivors seems to be the theme for the last couple of months because during the Nextfest I noticed there was a lot of these style of games. And during the IGN Fan Fest, a weird name, they released 2 of these games, and one of them caught my attention called Beatdown City Survivors. And it is very much so Vampire Survivors, but in city streets. And everybody's got their own little personal element and way of attacking and area of reach. It seems fine, but the fact that I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games total, I want to say, that have this exact styling. And the roguelite styles, the pushing creatures back, leveling up, the Vampire Survivor aspect of it. I gotta say, it is very interesting to that this is the style that a lot of game devs are going for. Not mad at it, just very interesting. Music was a little lackluster, very 16-bit, and I would have preferred a little bit more if there was more to it.
The personal health bars are interesting.
Yeah, I don't. I think they're just friends. friends, companions.
Well, like I saw it when it was just the one person too. I don't know. It looks like it would be fun for a little bit, and then I'd get really bored really quick.
Yeah, I mean, Vampire Survivors is getting a lot more of the collaborations because they just did the Castlevania one, and I gotta say, Richter looks pretty good in that game.
I see you like to play Castlevania.
Yes. Quincy, you played a lot of N64. Did you ever play
Decent amount.
Glover?
Sounds familiar. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up.
That's fine. So
no, but I do remember this.
this one played really rough on the N64, but on the PlayStation 1, this played fine. This game was very strange in the fact that not a lot of people really knew what it was about. A magician loses their left glove, and the left glove gains a little bit of sentience, and you got to find your way back home. It's a bit odd, but at the same time, it is very Mario 64-ish, as spoken before, and it's going to be released on everything except for PC, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm just happy that it dropped. And it dropped yesterday. So if you want to play Glover 64, bada bing bada boom, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Series. Have fun. Speaking of strange past games, did you ever play Gex?
No, but I do know what that one is.
Okay. The happy little gecko is definitely back doing his wall climbing and whatnot. Very strange, bouncy music. 1, 2, and 3 is available. 2 and 3 gets widescreen support, which I'm very happy to hear. It gets a pass from me. I wouldn't necessarily say I would buy this one again. What's funny is they announced summer 2025, even though before they had said fall of 2025. So it's getting a bump up instead of a push back. So thumbs up, I guess. I don't think this is going to be for me, but happy to hear it. Ready to get into the Pokemon stuff, Quincy?
Oh yeah.
Last week, after our cast, there was a Pokemon Direct. And holy cow, did it talk a lot about everything. Pokemon Cafe Remix, available for the Nintendo Switch and the mobile, introduces a new recipe as well as a few new Pokemon that are here to help out your cafe grow bigger, stronger. An Applin and an Applin-tini? Appleton Fruitalicious Jelly Soda. Yes. It's just an average match 3 game with a little bit more of nice, sweet outfits for your characters. Not really anything too outlandish. The outfits, I think, add in an extra spark of help, but I'm unsure.
They're cute.
They're very cute. I haven't really played too much of the Pokemon Cafe remix, but it's a match.
I haven't played it at all.
It's a match 3. If you've played one match 3, you've kind of played them all, but this one has the Pokemon skin. Badoop. Pokemon ZA, or as I like to call it, Pokemon Legends Zaza, has dropped a massive trailer showing off their 3 starters, Chikorita, oh, I don't remember your name, buddy, and Totodile. And there's been a few influxes over the forums.
I should know this pig's name.
I should also know this pig's name, but I don't. There was an influx saying that I believe the French trailer of this one was incorrect, and it showed 3 different starters. So it is unclear whether that is true or not. Nobody has any proof of this, but they did show something very similar to the screenshot with 3 different Pokemon. Tepig, thank you.
Yep, there we go.
But they showed off the gameplay where it'll be a semi-urban environment where it'll have biomes where you can go and explore and find Pokemon in those biomes where you can capture. There is a few speculations in those same forums saying you might be able to quote-unquote catch your first Pokemon. Where I'm like, okay, so it's not just these 3, it may be more. Hopefully that's the case, because I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. These three aren't really my personal choice of starter. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
Totodile's
they're not really
cool.
my go-to starters.
Yeah, Totodile's cool, but not what I would pick. Um, so hopefully here's to hearing more later on about how many Pokemon are going to be in this game. They said that they're going to try and cram as many Pokemon into this city as possible. So here's to hoping that the next trailer will be a little bit bigger. Badoop. Okay, Pokemon Stadium. I liked it. It was fine. I attached my Pokemon Red to it and moved over some Pokemon and had a lot of really good time on that N64 cartridge. I'll tell you what. But we haven't had anything that's very similar to this because, well, we've now gotten into like Mega Evolutions. We've gotten into Gigantamaxing. We've gotten into like EX forms and different varieties. Well, good news. Pokemon Champions is going to be a mobile and Switch exclusive. So you'll be able to play Pokemon Coliseum, in a sense, with Pokemon Champions. And I gotta say, if you have a 3D processor in your phone, this thing's gonna heat up bad. Um, I looked at a few screenshots elsewhere, and I gotta say, the processing unit to get those 3D models rendered in the nice shiny forms, it might be kind of rough on an older phone. However, I'm unsure. It was just stills or screenshots. Oh, get out of here. It was just stills, screenshots. It seems to have almost all the Pokemon, which I'm happy for. But I don't know how in depth they're wanting this game to be. Hopefully they show more later on, but this was just a nice reveal trailer for Pokemon Champions. Pokemon TCG
How do you
Pocket.
feel about all the Mega Evolutions and stuff like that?
Yeah, they were fun when I was going through fucking Scarlet or Violet. I can't remember which one I have, but when I was going through it and I was using my Mega Evolution on my Sniper Frog, I was just dishing out so much heat and actual damage, and I was just like, "You are undefeatable." It's fine. It does definitely. If I was up against another human person, I probably would have been like, "Okay, this is gonna be a rough fight." But otherwise, it was fine. I got no problem with it. However, Pokemon cards, on the other hand, and learning the Pokemon card game, that gives me a bit of a headache. I do remember playing it back in the day, but this one definitely is going to be a slog to learn again. Pokemon TCG Pocket Triumphant Light is adding a bunch of old cards into a new pack into the digital form. Now, I don't know if you're going to actually be able to play still, but they are adding all the cards still. Or I don't know. I haven't messed around with the TCG Pocket stuff. Wife has, but
I haven't touched it. I know Sean has.
I
I
don't
think
know
I
if
have codes I'm supposed to give him somewhere from the Happy Meals.
yeah, a new booster pack is now available for your quote unquote freebies. Every day, I guess you get 2 free packs, and so you get a new choice of selection of cards. Whether or not you can duel, have no idea. But dupe. Oh boy. So, Pokemon Masters EX. Now, this is an interesting one because I know jack shit about Pokemon Masters. Um, this is the mobile gacha
Is this a
game.
show?
No, it's a mobile gacha game, and I don't know very much about its stylings, but May is coming in with a shiny Primal Kyogre. Meanwhile, Brendan comes in with a shiny Primal Groudon, and I'm like, cool. Pokemon stories continue on your mobile device for the 5.5, the 5.5 year celebration, and I was like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I
Also,
have no idea.
you get login now to receive 3,000 gems. So if you're starting off and you're wanting to check it out, there's a nice little boost for starting it off. I don't know, man. This definitely doesn't feel like me, but as said, they've pushing all this Pokemon content. Because guess what? Even Pokemon Sleep is getting an event. Cresselia versus Darkrai, where Cresselia is the Pokemon of dreams and Darkrai is the one of nightmares. Um, It is not recommended that you place your device under your pillow or blankets as it may overheat. Okay.
Have you ever fallen asleep with your phone underneath your pillow?
I slept on my phone once. Um,
It gets pretty fucking warm under
it
there.
gets a little toasty. Well, Muna is also in there too, but I don't know. It's like battling your nightmares versus the dreams. I don't fucking know. There's Muna right there. I don't know, man. All I do know is that this event is banish the nightmares while you're sleeping, and you can catch these Pokemon when you wake up, and yada yada yada. It's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't do Pokemon Sleep either. This was another one I skipped.
I think I also skipped it because I completely forgot about it. But you can wear if you have a smartwatch, it helps out with that, and it has an app for most smartwatches. So enjoy that. But dude, Pokemon Unite. I played a little bit of this. It was fine. It was a League of Legends clone that I couldn't wrap my head around. I think I don't have a single win in Pokemon Unite. It was very button mashy, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't grasp the concept. But they're adding 3 new characters: Suicune, Alolan Raichu, and Alcremie. That's it. Alcremie, the delicious Pokemon. I don't know what their
That's
movesets are
still so weird.
the fucking edible Pokemon. Can you eat
Yeah.
it? Would you eat it?
No.
I mean, it's literally a nice little sugary treat. On a more serious note,
Also, wouldn't eat Slowpoke tails.
yeah, that is very weird. Like, would you eat Toro steak?
No.
I would. But on a more serious note, we got Suicune that dropped on the 1st of this month. Alolan Raichu is joining in April, and Alcremie is going to be coming, quote unquote, coming soon, and no date has been dropped for them. That was a lot of fucking Pokemon Presents stuff. Like, Pokemon definitely knocked it out of the park with all of this information. Sock says, can't eat it. It has a face. I mean, so does a chicken.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. Hell, I've seen carrots that have faces.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not here to talk about the I would eat it type shit. I don't know. But otherwise, that was a very fulfilling Pokemon Presents. The Pokemon Zaza trailer definitely added in a lot of knowledgeable areas. It seems to be very urban environment, which I truly enjoy. I'm actually here for the next year of Pokemon. Pokemon seems to be a good cut. I was playing fucking a Minecraft mod that was Pokemon centric, and I was finding myself collecting Pokemon, having a lot of fun, getting my shit kicked in by an angry Houndoom. But it was fun. It was entertaining. It actually had like onboard dueling, etc. Pokemon has been popular since 1995, and I don't think it's lost a single step. Maybe a little bit during the Soul Silver, Soul Gold, Heart Gold, Soul Silver era may have dropped the ball a tiny bit, but not by much. But speaking of not dropping the ball a little bit, Acclaim has just been revived.
Resurrected?
Yeah, very heavily so. So for those who don't know what Acclaim is, Acclaim has started off in 1990-ish when they actually started gaining steam, but they had been making games since 1987, both in the arcade as well as home consoles. Titles such as most of the Simpsons games before Fox Games Interactive took over and started doing them themselves. Anything Aliens was kind of pushed in toward this. So Alien 1, Alien 2, Alien Trilogy, Alien 3, and then going down the Batman and Robin video game, Batman Forever, the arcade game. Scroll down a little bit. The Punisher, The Ultimate Payback. Scroll down a little bit more. They helped out with Dead or Alive 2, just the publishing of it. And then talking about The Simpsons. So, The Simpsons, Bart's Nightmare for, I believe, the original Game Boy. The Simpsons, Bart and the Beanstalk for NES. The Simpsons, Bart versus the Juggernauts for, I think, Game Gear. The Simpsons, Bart versus Space Mutants for NES2. Bart versus the World for the Omega, Atari ST, Game Gear, and the Master System. And Bartman meets Radioactive Man for the NES and Game Gear. I had that one on the Game Gear, and it was fun.
So they did a lot of like the smaller side ones.
Oh, it's where Matt Groening introduced the Romuloids. The is it the Romuloids? The big big hulking ones that gave quote unquote birth to the Poplars.
Oh, that's the guys from Futurama?
Yeah.
Might be what they're called. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but that's where that model originally came from.
Nice.
And I could go on and on and on and on, but what people really know Acclaim for is their publicity, how they market, such as if you named your son or daughter Turok, you would get 10 grand for
I think it was 10 grand. It was something like that. 100 grand? I don't remember.
I believe it was 10. And also a mention in the video game for the sequel, but they also mentioned a lot of things for the sequel, such as they helped out with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, tried doing publicity of show off a really wicked move, get it publicized in the future iterations of the game, and, well, they got pulled from that, so, I don't know. They also said for Burnout 2, I believe, do some crazy shit in the UK, and, just do it. Like, I don't think there was even a prize for it, but...
I feel like that's a little bit too vague.
It was very vague, and immediately the authorities were like, no, don't do anything crazy. And they were like, no, do it, but do it safely. And Burnout...
Hey, we didn't say break the law, we said get crazy.
Yeah, we said get crazy, and this was Burnout, which was a game where you crash cars, so... Acclaim was very strange in their ways, but at the same time, I don't think there's very many bad games that they have made. There's maybe a handful of, like, movie tie-in games that were kind of rough, but I want to say it was also during the NES era where things were already tough, because they did the...
Why is it so hard to get a good movie tie-in game?
There's been a few, like a couple. Like, there was a Shrek party game that I think was fine.
There was a Shrek fighting game.
Yeah. Well, would you also count TV show?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a tie-in.
Simpsons Hit and Run. It's one of my favorites.
No, Simpsons Hit and Run, and what's the other one? Simpsons. It's another driving one.
Oh, I don't know. That's the only one I know about driving.
There's another one. They're both amazing games, but generally, look at the Fantastic Four movie tie-ins. Look at the Superman movie tie-in. Look at
Superman 64 is still one of the dedicated worst games of all time. Yeah, I'm aware. But I don't know. I guess it was just a lot of licensing and get the game out now. We don't have enough time. Well, too bad. Drop what you got.
Like Spider-Man 2 is great.
Spider-Man 2 is great. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 did some shit.
Yeah, they did. And the web slinging was fantastic for its time.
Oh yeah.
I guess it was just kind of 30-70, with 30 being the good stuff, would you say?
The Amazing Spider-Man games were okay, and those were tie-ins.
Yeah. Shadow Man? Would you count Shadow Man?
I don't remember it.
Well, speaking of Shadow Man, Acclaim backed that one, and I think for it was either the first one or the sequel, but they wanted to put Shadow Man posters or etch them into tombstones in graveyards, and obviously that's not a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got talked to about that. Acclaim was very strange, and I'm very excited to see them resurrected, but at the same time, cool it down, guys. I'm glad you're back.
Maybe leave the tombstones alone this time.
Hopefully. Any other gaming things, Q?
I think that's it.
Then it's shooting news. We talked about these before, but now we got a lot more stylings. The Fortnite and Adidas, you can get these shoes in-game, by the way. they have a collaboration going. And one is Battle Bus, Victory Crown, Fish Stick, and a very strange Peely that I'll talk about in a moment. The Battle Bus one, nice classic blue with some black tracings and a little bit of yellow to kind of accent it. Looks very good, looks very sportish. Go down a little bit to the Fish Stick one, orange, black stripes, not bad looking. Scroll down a little bit, the Peely one, boy, it looks like a weird banana. Like, not a good banana either.
I wouldn't eat that banana.
But hold on, there's more with this one. Scroll down a little bit more. I do not know which one the pure white one is. I think this is the original that is in the game that has no tie-in to that, but it does have a llama in the back. That's about all I got for that one. However, scrolling down, you can see a little bit more of the Battle Bus ones. It's fine. Scroll down, look at the Fish Stick one. Wouldn't you know it? His eyes are on the back. Hold on, wait. There we go. His eyes are on the back of it. And he's a derpy little fella. He's got, a little bit of askew eyes. Go down, and you got the Peely ones. Now, the live-action Peely ones have this weird little zipper that you can attach galosh-style zip-up pieces to, almost like banana peels.
Wow.
They're very strange, very, very banana, and you can fold them down like a banana peel. Meow! And then,
I don't know why he just suddenly started screaming.
And then the Victory Crown. Okay, so the black Victory Crown ones are very similar to the white ones, I would assume. But on the very back, it has a very prominent llama on the back. I hope it's removable, but the gold definitely does look like plating. It doesn't look like plastic, so enjoy that idea. And then going down a little further, you got the dark Battle Bus for when they had the Halloween event. So instead of blue, you get it in black. Not bad looking. No price tags, but it will be dropped on June 1st. And if it's anything like their past iterations or past collaborations, you can see anywhere between $80 to $110. That's my guess on it. But time to get into Crocs. Bape Crocs. To those who know who Bape is a company that makes custom-made shoes or very limited edition shoes that are stylish, very hot, very vibrant, usually having a camouflage theme along with a monkey kind of hidden in there. And the Crocs are no different. A very pink camouflage, blue camouflage, and original green camouflage with all of their trusty logos kind of printed on all of them. They are cost a little bit more because of the Bape branding, I think, at $80 instead of the $70 normal ones. What do you think, Q?
No.
Okay. Well, how about, do you like gummy bears, Q?
Yes.
How about Haribo Crocs?
No.
I'll wait till it catches up. They look like they're
Don't
edible.
need to see them.
They look like they're
Oh my
edible.
God.
They have a little package of the gummy bears as a gibbet. And of course all the colors of the gummy bears as gibbets. Yeah, buddy. $70 for adults, $55 for the kids. Not really much to say. They are very gummy bear-like, however. So if you guys want to take a look at them, they're up on crocs.com as I believe available now. Available for pre-order now. Available on March 11th? March 11th.
Do not want.
Well, too bad, because you're getting more. Seeing as a very particular movie is going to be coming out soon, Shrek ones are back in stock. Somebody once told me the world
No.
is gonna roll me. And once again, with the collaboration
Like
ones,
speckled too.
yeah, a little bit grody. These ones were $70, but I think they got bumped up to $80. Yeah, they got bumped up to $80, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, the collaboration ones seem to be going up in price. Speaking of what we were just talking about, Shrek 5 had its trailer. I wasn't too leaned in on the teaser.
Dude, I didn't watch it at all.
You didn't watch it at all?
Nope.
Oh shit.
Just have not cared.
Okay. Zendaya plays Shrek and Fiona's daughter. So there's at least that little call out. But everyone's back doing their original voices. I'm happy that that's gonna happen. I don't even know what the fuck this story is even gonna be halfway about. Everybody looks like it's getting the quote-unquote DreamWorks treatment where everything looks a little more fuzzy or a little bit more vibrant. You can see the texture on Shrek's vest, the canvas of his tunic. Donkey got a bit of a haircut. Everything seems to be a little bit more.
Donkey's looking stressed.
Yeah, I mean, when you're dating a dragon, man. You even if you recall, he has dragon kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But overall, I'm excited to hopefully see the actual trailer. I want to see everything put together and not crazy. Over at Secret Lab, I've talked about these before, and god damn it, they're expensive. They added 2 more for Mobile Suit Gundam. The Federation one, where it's in a nice white, the RX-78-2 style colors, and Char's Zaku in a deep red with the helmeted eye up at the top and Char's logo on the back. I'm only mentioning this because if someone wants to, throw one of these at me, I'd be happy. Like, don't get me wrong, I
What
just
if they
got it.
literally throw it?
That's fine too. I'll catch it. I ain't afraid. These chairs are beautiful looking. The Monster Hunter Wild one for the Arkveld looks fucking stellar. The Arcane one for with all the nice pieces on the back, fucking fantastic. The Dragon Ball Z one even has a fucking fantastic backing. Go down further, the Batman one. I'll show you the back of that one. As plain as it is, still looks fantastic. Go down further.
It would be kind of cool to have a Batman chair, but I'm not spending this kind of money on a Batman chair.
They had a handshake with CD Projekt Red for Cyberpunk and The Witcher. So you, of course, have a really nice Cyberpunk one with the samurai logo on the back, and The Witcher one with the 2 blades hanging out in the back. The one of both steel and of silver. Monster Hunter ones have always been on their cut, such as who are you? Oh, Fatalis. Yeah, Fatalis and Rathalos. Yeah, buddy. Oh my god, it looks so sexy. But I would not pay it's cut off. The price tag for these starts at $600. A bit of a rough price tag for them, however. There is a whole different slew of them, so if you happen to be a fan of both anime, video games, or even just the random comic book Joker stylings, go and check them out. They might have something for you. We are not affiliated with them. I could not get an affiliation code from them, but they still provide very good stuff. They have a 1-year falling apart, what do they call it? Warranty. So you have one of these for a year and it starts falling apart, you can go ahead and get yourself a new one. Badoop. Devil May Cry. I forgot to talk about this a while back, but the sneak peek, the alley fight, fantastic. I'm here for this studio that's been kind of getting a lot of flack lately because they were the ones that did the first run of Castlevania, not Nocturne, and people were like, I'm not a big fan of the animation, but the story was good. And then they bumped over and started working on Devil May Cry, and they were like, well, we're not that excited. And I was like, well, I am. I am actually here for this fucking series. This series looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, even though...
I've never played any of these, and I know nothing about the story, so...
Dante is a bit of an airhead that wants to look cool in front of the ladies, but at the same time, he's never talked to any ladies, so he doesn't really know how to do it. I'm here for it. It gets a thumbs up. It is going to be dropping on April 3rd, and I'm super excited for it. Speaking of dropping, I forgot to mention it, over on Disney Plus, fucking Daredevil Born Again. First 2 episodes have dropped today.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
But I have not watched them yet because I never ran around to watching Daredevil Season 3, so I've been very iffy on how much it's going to reference stuff. So last night while I was doing paperwork, I launched Season 1 of the first show. and just let it go in the background while I was working.
Copy. I'm probably gonna hop into it sometime in the near future. Don't know when, but it's hopefully in the.
I definitely intend to watch it because the show has just been fucking fire in the past, and everything I'm seeing and hearing, it's looking like they're trying to keep up with how the original show was.
And a lot of episodes. I hope it's 2 every week, but I don't think that. I don't think
I no, I think it's just the 2 for the first.
Why couldn't you just give me it all? But
because then everyone binge watches it, and it ends the run.
That's fair. But at least it gets the retention. Okay. Quincy, would you buy this thing that is in front of you?
No.
No. Not even if it's Jack Black in
No.
the Minecraft movie as I am Steve.
No.
No. Okay. Well, Mattel.
So not into this.
That's fair. Mattel and the Minecraft movie have collaborated to make a actual 12-inch figure of Steve, Jack Black, holding a iron sword. I gotta say, $20, not a bad deal, but at the same time, give me a Tenacious D Jack Black for $20.
I feel like that exists.
I feel like it does too, but I don't feel like it's $20. Even still, Mattel, thank you for giving us these. I guess we are not the thing, the marketability portion of it. Actual cloth clothes is cool though. He's wearing fucking loafers. He's wearing fucking loafers. And then last 3 trailers we got here. You showed the first 2 to me, and the last one I had seen before, but damn fine trailers across the board. Sadly, can't really show too much of them because of the violent nature of them. But Mobland, holy shit, this was a good fucking trailer. Pierce Brosnan, Tom Hardy, and I don't remember her name.
Helen Mirren.
Thank you. Very
Dame Helen Mirren.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure she's Dame Helen Mirren.
But even still, Mobland, a fantastic trailer featuring all 3 of them, where they are basically pushing back a quote-unquote evil force where they are messing with the family, and you never mess with the family type shit. A little bit of Sopranos.
I double-checked. I was correct.
Okay. March 30th on Paramount Plus. I have Paramount Plus. We get it for free with our fucking Walmart subscription, so definitely gonna be hopping into this son bitch. Tell you what. Next up, another thing that wasn't on my bingo card, but I'm really glad you fucking showed me. The Bondsman with Kevin Bacon doing a very good goddamn role.
Looks interesting.
Demon Hunting has always been up there as far as a good TV show premise for me, and having Kevin Bacon up there, a fantastic thing. Sadly, this is an official Red Band trailer, but if you go over to the Prime Video YouTube channel, you can definitely check this out. The series starts April 3rd, and yet again, I pay for Prime. Might as well get the fucking benefit of it. Yet again, I'm probably going to climb into this sumbitch and be happy about it.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm paying for Prime, honestly.
That's fair. Bezos has also been not a kind person lately.
Terrible.
No!
I swear, this fucking cat, man.
I mean, it's not that loud, but it is definitely catching on the mic.
Like, he's just standing at the door screaming.
No!
He's been fed. He has a brand new water fountain downstairs.
He wants attention.
There's no need for this.
He wants attention. And last but not least on our entire list, Novocaine. I've watched a couple trailers of this. This looks like fucking fun. Jack Quaid looked like he was having fun the entire time. I have 0 problems with this movie. It looks like Crank, but with what's that one? Kick-Ass. And frankly, a mix of those two seem like a really good movie premise. Novocaine. Once again, can't really show too much of this.
Basically, he can't feel pain, and he's trying to save somebody that was kidnapped, right? Like, that's the concept I got.
That's the concept I got, but also there seems to also be he's looking for the gang member's leader so that way he can go straight to the top. It definitely seems like a little bit of a gray area, but having zero pain receptors and also kind of fucking with your villain who's like digging around an arrow in a wound. You're like, oh, that really hurts. Oh man, that hurts super bad. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. When did we update on this? March. So
This one's about to come out, I'm pretty sure.
March 14th. So yeah,
Yeah.
less than a week and a half ish. Right
And this
on.
one's a Paramount film. They're doing a 40X release for those of you that want to go get tossed around by your seat.
I mean, toss around and get some very powerful blows of wind in your face. Nah, I'm all right. But this one definitely would be good in probably IMAX. IMAX would not be so bad because it does seem to be very fast, quick, very snappy with its design. Yeah, this definitely seems like one I would probably catch. Not anytime soon, however. But that's all I've got. Anything else you got, Q?
That's it, buddy.
Alrighty, I'll do the end scene. Let me do a quick little stretch. Thank you guys for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe where you can. Remember to check out Zenny. They have the new IQ treatment where it is very inexpensive new lenses that are light blocking. They are very much headache reducing and also very fashionable, I guess is their selling point for it. $50 gets you the whole entire dang thing, but if you're wanting a couple extra features, it goes up in cost, and anything above $50, free shipping. Remember to check out Humble Bundle to help support some good old charities. I will work on the link in the description, not now, but a little bit later. We haven't been approved yet. Hero Forge, in case you want to build some minis, they don't have any deals going on there. And remember to check us out on our socials. I'm still kind of fucking around on Twitter. I need to get off of Twitter. I'm slowly getting more and more bitter on Twitter, but
It's terrible. It's become a cesspool.
it like I'm like good post, good post, good post, good post, political post, and I'm like I did not want that. But even still, at the end of days, at the end of weeks, at the end of months, at the end of years, please, for the love of God, love one another. This shit is getting really difficult to do. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Bye, everyone.